gals, my non-gender conforming pals. My name is Carrington. Welcome back to another video, or if you are new here, then welcome. I would love for you to hit that subscribe button down below, click the little bell so you're notified of all my future uploads, and let's go ahead and let's get started. Okay, it's no secret here on my channel that I rave about the BEAUTY Eyeshadow Primer, but whenever I go to like makeup pages or have other people like talk about like primers, nobody ever mentions the BEAUTY like eyeshadow primer. And I don't know if it's because it's like Dollar General, right? Like, I mean, you can get some like decently good stuff at Dollar General, but I just feel like when most people think of like a makeup brand that's going to be good coming from Dollar General, because it's a Dollar General only item, I feel like a lot of people probably think something similar of like the Dollar Tree. Again, you can find some hidden gems there, but they do not compare to Dollar General. The BEAUTY is fantastic, but I never hear anybody ever rave about this. And my eyes, and I have very hooded, okay, you can tell, very hooded, droopy, downturned eyes. That, you know, have quite a few creases in them, as you can see. So I am really interested in finding something that makes my eyeshadows last a long time. So I'm going to be doing a battle of the eyeshadow primers here. So what I'm going to be doing is every day I'm going to be taking an eyeshadow primer. So if you guys also have some, you know what, maybe if you guys don't even have like creasy hooded eyelids, if you guys are also just like genuinely curious about like what is a good eyeshadow primer. Oh, I think I also have the MAC Painterly Paint Pot as well. So there's a couple different ones that I have. So some of them I have to like go and like dig out of my collection, because now I think about it, like I think I do have the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I'm pretty sure. And maybe still the e.l.f. one, although I hate that one, but I think I may still have kept that around. If it is, then I'll, you know. So I'm just basically going to just compile all the ones that I can find. Like I'm literally going to go through my whole entire collection and like just dig out everything that I have. So whatever eyeshadow primers I can find, I'm just going to dig that out and try it out. So you guys will see that over a course of however many days for however many primers that we have. So if you guys are excited for that, then definitely keep on watching so we can get started with day number 1. All right, guys, so my full face is done. Here's what the eyes look like. Okay, so for today, I used the Ulta Beauty Matte Eye Primer in Nude. Now this is oil-free, fragrance-free, and paraben-free. Now this I got is like a sample in like a little like Ulta bag. Ulta Matte Eye Primer for a full size, which is 0.3 ounces. This is 0.17, okay? And I have used this for 2 months now, as well as a couple other times, and it's still going. So it's $12 for 0.3 ounces. It says, Ulta's Matte Eye Primer is a must-have product for a crease-free look that lasts all day. Use this exclusive eye primer under eyeshadow to prolong wear and eliminate creasing. Can be used with virtually any eyeshadow formula, powder, gel, mousse, loose pigment, you name it. Benefits: long wear, budge-proof formula, crease-proof with translucent flesh color. Shades that does not affect the color of your eyeshadow. Paraben-free, oil-free, fragrance-free, sulfate-free, and vegan. Okay. It says apply to upper lid prior to eyeshadow application, which I did. Okay, guys, this thing has like 1,250 views, and it has 4.5 star rating out of 1,250 views. Like that's pretty bomb for like the amount of people that say this is good. $12 for the full size, or sometimes they like do like these like buy $15 worth at like Ulta and you get like a little bag with like a whole bunch of stuff in it, and this was one of them, and this has lasted me well over 2 months now. So we'll find out. Like, this is what it looks like having freshly done my eye makeup. I used Give Me Glow shadows from my Shop My Stash. I will link that video down below for April 2021. We will definitely be checking back in and seeing how well this works. Okay guys, this has been on for almost 10 hours now. And again, this is the Ulta Beauty Matte Primer, oil-free, so no touch-ups done to my eyes. This is what it looks like. Okay, as you can tell, there is no fading. Okay, my eyeshadow it is not as vibrant in some areas as when I first put it on, but the fact is I'm not patchy in these areas, and a lot of times I get patchy. I will say my makeup also looks pretty good for it being on for like 10 plus hours. So especially because we had a dog trainer over, a behaviorist over today to work with the puppies. But yeah, guys, this Ulta Beauty one is really, really nice. I will see you guys tomorrow when we do day number 2 using another eye primer. I will see you guys. Okay, so we are back for day number 2 of Battle of the Eye Primers. For today, let's just go ahead and try the Nars Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. This eyeshadow primer is $26 on Ulta's website. It states that it will prevent creasing, caking, fade away. It'll help intensify your eyeshadow looks. So let's see. It'll help your eyeshadows and eyeliners last longer. So we're just gonna slap some of this on. Right off the bat, it's kind of like shade-wise and stuff, a little bit similar to like the Believe Beauty that I rave about. It's not as sticky. Like, it's very much just like, it's almost like it's like cream to powder in a way. But anyways, I'm gonna go do the rest of my makeup and then we'll come back, see what everything looks like, and then I'll do check-ins throughout the day. Okay, so I have drove all the way to work now. So this has been on since about, I want to say like 7:15ish. Again, the eye look is just super simple, nothing special. So I'm kind of excited what it's going to look like towards the end of the day. So right now it's looking like, it's looking nice. This is literally like a 2 eyeshadow shade look. So I just slapped one shade all over the lid and then put like a little nice glitter topper. It's not a glitter topper, it's just like a, what is this? Like a shimmer, like a glittery shimmer. It's not like a glitter. It's not complete glitter. It's not like a shimmer either. It's like a glittery shimmer. So I will update you guys on my lunch break, see how things are looking, and then I will show you guys at the end of the night. Okay, so this has been on now for 5 hours. It will be another 5 hours until I go home and take this off. So far it's not looking too bad. I will say it is starting to kind of break up kind of along here and along where my eyes are a little bit more hooded. This is happening much faster than the Ulta Beauty one. But this, after only being on for about 5 hours, is already starting to kind of break up in this crease area and is getting a little bit lighter and a little bit patchier, just kind of right there on the outer corners. Just something to be mindful of. I will check in again the final night. Okay guys, welcome back to another day of trying out eyeshadow primers. So far we have tried out the Ulta Beauty Matte Oil-Free Eyelid Primer, and we have tried out the Nars Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. Now, again, I have tried each of these out for a couple additional days so I can really give like my full thoughts on it. Today is the eyeshadow primer from Urban Decay. This is the Primer Potion. It's the anti-aging one. So this claims that this will make your bold and neutral eyeshadows remain bright and vibrant for up to 24 hours. It claims that with the anti-aging that it will keep your eyes from creasing. It has a blurring effect. It helps your glitters, your cream shadows last a longer time. This is $24 at Ulta, and in that $24 you get 10 mils or 0.33 fluid ounces. I am just gonna put some on and then just lightly like tap it out with my fingers. I'm gonna go do the rest of my makeup and I will check back in when I'm done. Okay, I am at work. I was running late. I always seem to be running late, but my makeup is done. This is what we are looking like. So far everything is looking nice. There's no creasing, no fading yet. This is what we're looking like. Really loving the makeup today, looking super good. So I will definitely be checking in on my lunch break and then again at the end of the night just to see how things are kind of looking. But so far I'm loving this. So I will see you guys in my first check-in. Okay, so it is now the end of the night with the Urban Decay anti-aging primer potion. I will say along where my creases, it's completely gone. And then the outer corners are very like patchy. This side especially so. It's super patchy and completely and totally gone. Again, I haven't used, I went the same amount of time that I did with both the Ulta one and the Believe Beauty. My lips are a hot mess express. I'm ready to take my makeup off, so I was like, I'm not putting on lipstick. So just like take it off here in like 5 seconds. But I will say this is probably my least favorite out of the Nars and the Ulta Beauty one. Just like as you can tell, it's just very like patchy. Like this is like completely gone. It's gone where my crease is. The color is faded towards the outer part. So yeah, definitely not my favorite, but again, I'm gonna play with this for like a couple more days, write down my thoughts and opinions, and then when I come back to rank them, definitely give like the full thoughts and opinions. But I will see you guys on day 4. All right, it is on to day number 4, and today I'm going to try a concealer. So this one I really do not like for underneath my under eyes and on my face. So I figured to get some use out of this Hourglass one, I'm going to use a concealer on my eyes. Today I am not going to set it, but I am going to try a day where I do set it with a powder. But for today, I am not going to set it. So this is just a regular concealer. I have mine in the shade Cream. It comes with 0.6 ounces. Honestly, you could use whatever concealer you have. Hopefully I didn't apply too much, but I do go overboard sometimes. Also, you can probably hear my puppies playing with their little squeak toys. Okay, so then my eyes are ready to go. They're primed. I'm gonna go do my looks off camera and then come back and show you what everything looks like once my makeup is done. Is the completed look. This eye look is the product of a collab that Joanne here on YouTube did. I will link that video. I will link her channel down below. Definitely go check it out. But yeah, so far it looks fine. I will say with this concealer, I had to layer up a couple more times than I normally would with the shadows that I normally do. So just wanted to like keep that out there. It's 2:00 p.m. now. Exciting, I know. So I'm honestly just going to show you guys the check-in, which will be probably about 9-10 o'clock tonight, and let you know how this wore. But yeah, so this is the eye look, and then I will see you guys at the end of the night so we can see how well the concealer did. Okay, here we are at the end of the night with the concealer as eyeshadow base that I did not set. So, oh man, you guys like see like how much of it is gone and faded? Yeah, like that's a lot. Like it's almost completely gone in some areas. With the Urban Decay one that we tried out a couple days ago, you know, it's kind of missing right here in this area where it's especially like hooded and creasing, but like it's like almost completely gone in a lot of like different places. The shadows are extremely light, not anywhere near as vibrant. Even where I placed the glitter glue, so I always place glitter glue underneath my shimmers, glitter, whatever I'm going to put all over my lid. You know, and even then, it didn't stay as well because the base wasn't as good. So I'm going to, again, test this out for a couple more days, write down my thoughts, and then I will see you guys for day number 5. For day number 5. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but I have a cold sore. So I will not be doing anything with the lips, but we can still do the eyes. So today I am taking that Hourglass concealer when I find it. All right, we know. All right, here it is. So today I am taking that Hourglass concealer again, but I'm going to set it with my setting powder. So this is really like a very lightweight powder. And so instead of using something like super lightweight, I want something a little bit heavier. So I am going to take this one size powder and just lightly tap and dust over that. So these are the two that we are using today. So I'm going to go ahead and do my makeup and I will come back and you guys can see the finished look. Okay guys, here is the finished makeup look before I go into work. Again, this is concealer with powder. Don't mind the white on my lips. It's a Breva because I have not one, but I have 2 cold sores. So I am like actively using a Breva all the time. So just ignore that. But yeah, this is what the eye makeup look is looking like so far. It's looking really great right now. I'll be sure to do a check-in on my lunch break so we can see how well the concealer plus powder is wearing. Okay, I am back home. This has been on for roughly about 8 hours. I started noticing a large improvement, I would say about 3 to 4 hours in. But it's like, okay, this eye's a little bit better than the other eye. But a lot, it's just creasy. A lot of it is gone. Like, as you can tell, like right in here, it just almost looks like it's disappeared. And then this eye is even worse. I mean, like, look at that. It just looks almost completely and totally gone. It looks good whenever I open up my eyes, like right in here, you can still see the shadow. And then right over here, you can see the shadow, and then you can see it up in here. As for everything else that's on my lid, it's just almost completely and totally gone. So again, this is day 1 with me using the concealer and a setting powder. I usually lose setting powder. So what I'm going to try doing for the next couple of days, and I'm going to just write down my thoughts on it, is try using a, like a pressed powder. Maybe more like a matte powder. So I think I have like a Rimmel Stay Matte powder, and I mean, honestly, I never use that because that's like way too matte for me. But I do have like a Rimmel Stay Matte powder because I'm gonna try that one day. I will try my Charlotte Tilbury one day, and then I will try another loose setting powder. Like I really like my Maybelline Fit Me for like underneath my eyes since I have a lot of creases there. So definitely gonna try those 3 out and come back and kind of give you guys more of my final thoughts. So for today, we're going to use the P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 1. I got this off of Morphe's website, and I feel like you really have to go fast on Morphe's website or else they sell out like super fast. This is like really supposed to help hide, discolor all of your eyes. I know you can get this off P. Louise website specifically. I like Morphe because you can use Afterpay even with the P. Louise product, so that's where I got that. So let's go ahead and let's dive on into what I think about this product. And here's the eye look that I did for today. You guys will be seeing this in a video I'm not sure if it'll be before or after this, but let me look at this up close. And I don't know what I did with my mirror, of course, because I never know. Let's like already talk about this. So this has been on for probably roughly about an hour, I would say. It's about how long it takes me to do my makeup. It's roughly about an hour. It is already, like, just look how super light and patchy that is, and it's already creasing. Okay, and right here, it just looks absolutely terrible. And that has been on for an hour. Okay, only an hour. So I'm gonna try to cover that up. I'm really not feeling very hopeful for this P. Louise base. But of course, I will be doing check-ins, coming back, showing you guys what it's like at the end of the day. I'm at work at my part-time job, but let's just like talk about this. So this has been on for 3.5 hours. All right, remember I touched up right before we left. Okay, first of all, look right here. Do you see how like dark it is? Like right here, and then look. Like it's dark in some areas, but look at just how patchy and like gone everything is on that eye. And same for this eye. I mean, this one's not even like dark in places. Like it's just almost completely faded. Like almost completely gone. The only place that you can really see it is when I open up my eyes. So if you have like creasy hooded eyes, like, I mean, it does cancel out like any lines that you have. But like after an hour, you guys saw like after I finished my makeup, it had been on for an hour. And it just looked like, I mean, just super patchy, super gone. And now it's only been on for 3.5 hours. And I still have a long work day left. And like, it's super patchy, super faded. Okay guys, well, I will let you guys know how it wears at the end of the night. Okay, so this has been on 6.5 hours. Not anywhere near as long as most of my wear tests. This is not gonna last. Okay, 1 hour in, I already had to do touch-ups. 3.5 hours in, it was already looking patchy and gone. I mean, here we are. Right earlier, you know, there was like a little darkness. Really, the only place that this makeup is staying is right through here, and where I put the glitter glue for the shimmer. This is just not looking good. So I am gonna play around with this. I'm gonna try maybe setting it. I'm gonna try without a glitter glue. See how well the shimmers last. But overall, I'm really not impressed. Okay, guys, we only have 3 more primers, eye primers to try. We still have the Mitchell with P. Louise base. We have the Matte Painterly Paint Pot, and we have the Believe Beauty. So for today, I'm wanting Believe Beauty to be last. Okay, I'm just going to say that now. So the one that I want to try today is going to be the MAC Paint Pot. I've got mine in Soft Ochre. I think this was like the lightest shade that they had. I will make it work, don't worry. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the P. Louise and the Mitchell in Blank Canvas. This is $18. You can get this on P. Louise's website, or you can get this on Morphe.com. I got this on Morphe.com. What this says it's going to do is within 12 seconds, it's going to provide full coverage to your eyelids, and it's going to set down matte. And then it's going to provide 12 hours of wear time for your eyeshadow without any budging. Okay. This is what it looks like. Okay. You get this much, and then this is the comparison to like the actual size. So actual size. So this is much, much smaller. Okay. Right off the bat, I don't care for that. Like the P. Louise, like the original one, it's like much smaller to come out of. So I like that a little bit. I like that a little bit more. Push it up and cover. Oh boy, I may have went a little bit too ham. I'm gonna go do all of my makeup off of camera, come back, and we'll see how things are going, and then do a wear test for this. So we'll see you guys at the end of my makeup. Okay, I am back. Here are my eye looks done. It's actually not looking as bad as the one that we used yesterday, but I can start to see where it's kind of starting to get just slightly a little bit patchy within the eyes. But it was not anywhere near as bad as yesterday. So what time is it? It's like 1 o'clock. So honestly, I'm probably just going to like check in again at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock whenever I get ready for bed. And I will see you guys then. Okay, I'm back. It has been about 6 hours, maybe a little bit less, since I had finished this eye look. This eye over here looks like nothing's even on it except for the glitter. Like, it is like gone. Like, look at that giant patch of it just being gone except for glitter. This side you can see a little bit more, but again, super patchy, super creasy. I noticed that, I noticed it fading when I got done filming, right? Like, I had mentioned that before this check-in. There was like a little bit patchy, a little bit fadey, but I wasn't gonna touch it up. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not that great. This eye looks like I have like nothing on it except for glitter. This eye has some color to it, but it's not great. And then, it just started fading real quick after just a couple hours. And so when I wear an eye primer, I'm not going somewhere for an hour. Like, I'm going somewhere for a while. So like, yeah, maybe for an hour, this would be nice, but not for my everyday. But you guys will see how I rank it, and I'll definitely give some more in-depth thoughts then. But I will see you guys another day to do another eyeshadow test. Today we're going to do the Believe Beauty. I know I said I was going to save this for last, but I like cleaned up my area. Now I don't know what to do with the MAC one, but I found my Believe one. So we're going to go ahead and do this one today. So this is, it comes in one color, universal. You can get this only at Dollar General. You can't even order it off Dollar General's website. It's just in-store only. $4. Okay, this is incredible. This is what it comes with, like one of these little doe foot applicators. And this is kind of what it looks like on the eye. And so I'm going to go do the rest of my makeup off of camera, come back, and then we will begin the wear test. Here is the here's the finished makeup look using Give Me Glow shadows. Okay, first of all, right off the bat, I don't need to do any touching up. It already looks, it looks really good. It looks fantastic. Shades are nice and vibrant. So I'm going to go and wear this. Today is going to be a full wear test day. Okay, so this has been on for 15 hours. It's a really long wear test. I got called into my other PRN job as soon as I got off my other one, off from my main job. So this has been on for 15 hours. This is what we're looking like after 15 hours. The shimmer is still there. Here is very patchy. Here is also super patchy. It's also 10 o'clock at night. And I put this on at 7 in the morning. So 12, 13, 14, yeah, 15 hours is how long this has been on. But like, this area of my eye is still looking nice and vibrant. Inner corner is still there. The shimmer isn't looking bad. I will see you guys in a couple of days to do that video. To do that, not that video. To do the, to do the eye look with the MAC Paint Pot. Wow, that literally took me forever to figure out. I wanted to kind of pop on here because I feel like when I used that Sweet and Sticky palette from Give Me Glow, I was already dealing with some patchiness. I had a headache, and so I felt like I rubbed my eyes. So today I really made it a point when I use the Believe Beauty primer that I use it how I normally do without any rubbing of the eyes, and I used Give Me Glow shadows again. But as you can tell, so this has been on for like 9 hours, a little over 9 hours, and it's looking very nice. Just a slight bit of creasing, but you can't even really tell that it's creasing unless you pull it down, right? And realistically, I'm not going to be pulling down my eyelids. But I mean, like, let me get my mirror. It's not super patchy out on the outside. It's definitely still there. I will say it is lighter. It's not patchy and completely missing. It's just not as dark and vibrant as when I started this morning. I will see you guys for another day. So this one, I actually was not going to originally feature because I didn't own this, but I just went to Walmart to get some groceries. I'm sure we see how that went. And there will also be like a mini haul coming up. But I'm going to try this. It's the Milani Eyeshadow Primer. It says it's lightweight, invisible finish, works on all skin tones. It's in the shade Nude 1. It says directions. Apply to clean, dry lids. Blend well from lash line to brow. Allow to set for 30 seconds. That's all it says. It doesn't say anything extra on the packaging. Okay, the only reason I bought this, and just so you know, it was $6 at my Walmart. I don't know if like it like varies or changes based on Walmart. It was $6 at my Walmart. Okay. So here are both eyes with the primer on. I will say I did do some like canceling out. So I do appreciate that. It just is slightly like on camera you can't really, so on camera like you can't really tell, but it is a little bit yellow and a little bit darker than my natural skin tone for the primer. But anyways, I'm gonna go do the rest of my face off of camera and we'll come back and see how things are looking. Eyes are completed. You will see this Jeffree Star video. Let's just move on to our very first check-in. Okay, this has been on for about 7 hours. My lipstick is almost gone. So here's it kind of up close. It's looking pretty good for this being on 7 whole hours. I will say it is starting to just get a little bit patchy, just kind of like right in here, like right where my folds really are. Nothing major. It does have a little bit of like a crease line right here. So again, that's also something to be mindful of. So today we have the very final eyeshadow primer. My lighting's a little bit off because it's like bright and early in the morning, so the sun's trying to like come up still, and so it's like shooting in directly. This is like highly raved about by, I don't know, everyone probably. I have seen like Tati rave about this. I have seen Alec Lines rave about this. Like I just see people rave about this all the time. I have never ever tried this before. This is my first time ever. I know you can get this at Ulta. It's like $26, so it's not like super pricey, but it's also not super cheap. So I'm gonna take my ColourPop E24 brush. I'm just gonna try to grab some on the brush. Okay, it picks up nicely, so let's like see. It is a little bit yellow for me. It kind of felt kind of dry, but upon like feeling like my eyelids like afterwards, it's not sticky, doesn't feel powdery. It just literally just feels like maybe I have like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like I have anything on my eyelids. So I will come back with my makeup completely done. Okay guys, this has been on for like 8.5 hours now. This is what everything is looking like. As you can tell, like right in here, it's like gone, and you can definitely see like a very prominent like crease line in my eyes on both sides. But again, this has been on for like 8.5 hours, so that's pretty good. So the next time you guys are gonna see me, because I'm gonna actually just go home and take this off. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna go home and take this off. So literally I'm gonna be wearing it for 9 hours. I'm just gonna go home and take this off. But the next time you guys see me, I will be ranking the primers. Okay guys, it's ranking day. That is right. I have done this eyeshadow primer battle with 9 different eyeshadow primers for the past couple of months. But if you guys are excited to see how these eyeshadow primers rank, then keep on watching. Number 9 is the P. Louise and Mama Mitchell Acid Rain. I hear so many people rave about the P. Louise bases. First of all, I think that this one did better than the other P. Louise one, but the reason why I'm ranking it so low is because you only have one shade. And this one shade obviously is not going to work for everybody. As you can tell, it's a very, very light shade. So if you have a deeper skin tone, this isn't going to work for you. But let's just like go ahead and let's just like talk about how well this works. I would say after about an hour of wearing it, so it does still look good semi after I'm done doing my makeup. So I always do my eyes first, and then by the time I'm finished with my eyes and do the rest of my face, it's generally about an hour long. After about an hour, I do have a slight patch generally out in the outer corner area. So, you know, this is $18, only one shade, and the fact that it's still just kind of patchy, not the greatest. I would say going on about 5 or 6 hours with this, it looks like the outer corner was almost completely gone. You could see the line where my eyes like crease and stuff, something fierce. It did not look that great. And then overall, like my shadow just in general was fading. So that was only after 6 hours. So like total time. So from the time I had put this on to 6 hours, it was almost gone. And the thing is like most people are working 8 to 9 hour work days depending on what your lunch schedule looks like. If you don't have a lunch schedule or your lunch schedule is part of your like 8 hour shift, you know, this isn't lasting that long. If you are working, you know, 9 hours, you have an hour long lunch break, definitely not lasting that long. So this is something that is not even getting me through my workday. By the end of my workday, it looks absolutely terrible. And it's kind of like, it looks so bad that it's like, oh man, if I have errands to run, I don't want to go and run errands because I know this is going to look awful. Wear slightly better if you do set it. So if you take like a matte, like translucent setting powder, or if you take like, you know, a light shade in your palette and set it, it does last a little bit longer. I'm not going to say it's like mind-blowingly longer. I would think you maybe get like an hour to 2 hours longer with this. But for $18, and the fact that some of my top options are less than this, makes me just think that this is just not the best. And the fact that, again, it's only one shade. So this is only going to be like a fitting kind of a shade for one person. I also don't like the opening of this. Like you have to have a brush or your finger to like pick it up and then rub it onto your eyes. Not a fan when you can like pump it out or something. There's other ones where you can like pump it out. So overall, not like super sanitary. So that is why this is ranked number 9. Okay, number 8 is also the P. Louise. Mine is in Rumor 1. The reason why this is ranked higher is because you do get more options. So you will more than likely find something for every single skin tone, whereas the Mama Mitchell is really going to suit like lighter skin tones. It's probably not going to do that great with deep skin tones, but that you can at least, you know, find a shade for you. I do like that it does cover up, you know, any discoloration. So if you have discoloration in your eyes and stuff like that, this is great for it. Again, more options. But after an hour of wearing this, it was already patchy. It was already starting to fade. I think you guys remember in that video that I did that it was just like the wear test, like it just did not look good. Even after an hour of just like wearing it, it looked absolutely atrocious. It was awful. It does last longer with powder. I would say, you know, maybe like an hour to 2 hours longer. It provides some more lasting power. After only 4 hours of wear time. So the moment I put my eyes on and left, okay, 4 hours. The outer corner, okay, like if I close my eyes, this whole part right here, like that whole area was gone, but you could see like right out here, this little area right here. So anywhere where my eye sat or rubs, it was gone. After about 6-7 hours, 8-ish hours, you know, if you sat it was like completely gone. Like there, it was nowhere to be seen. It was like, honey, what happened to your eyeshadow? Did you do this drunk? Did you do this in a dark closet? Like, did you do this without a mirror? Was your kid trying to help you with your makeup? This is just not good. It ranks higher than the Mama Mitchell because you do get more more tones. Overall though, I think these perform almost about the same. The Mama Mitchell might perform slightly better. So I would say that if you are going to be in the shade range, maybe go with this one because it does last a little bit longer. This one, if you don't have the shade range for it, this will be a fine option too. But then I was like, I had tried to take this a step further, and I was like, well, let's, do a night of sleeping in my makeup. When I woke up the next morning, there was nothing there. Except for like one time I did do, I used some like pinks and stuff, and it did stain my eyes. So the eye stain was there, but everything else was gone, including like on my lid. And so the thing is that like I also like put like a glitter glue on my lid, and I did that even with the wear test, but it was just like the primer underneath also sucked so bad that it even just removed where I put the glitter primer, and it was like I hadn't put anything. So these are just, if you have droopy, hooded, creasy eyelids, I would say this is probably one of the worst products out there. Number 7 is concealer with or without powder. Now, I started off originally with the Hourglass, and I think you guys remember it did not look good. So it didn't really make a difference if you sat it with powder or not. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe it's this concealer, because I didn't have a lot of luck with this concealer underneath my eyes. So I was like, well, maybe it's this concealer. So let me try a different kind of concealer. I tried Tarte Shape Tape. I tried like ColourPop Pretty Fresh. I tried the Neutrogena Radiance one. I had tried the Nars Creamy Concealer. I had tried just like so many different concealers without powder, and I just felt like the results were very, very similar. So I don't think that it was just because I used this and I was like, well, this was really unsuccessful under my eyes, it's probably unsuccessful on my lids. That's not the case. It really just did nothing for me. I really had to layer up more product on top. So there were a couple of times where I would take, so for like 9 days, I did the exact same eye look using the exact same shadows. Okay, so I went in with a concealer and I did like a powder, and then I did without a powder, and I just noticed that I really had to build up more. So like for one, using the P. Louise base, I was maybe, having to dunk into my palette twice to get the pigment. I was having to dunk in 2 to 3 times more to get the same level of pigment than I did with any of the other primers. After about 7-ish hours, it was really patchy. It was super patchy. It was faded all over the eye, including where I had put, again, that glitter glue. And I really find that when I have a successful base underneath and a glitter glue on top, that really makes my shimmers, stay put, sparkle, intense, everything. I just felt like this, even with the glitter glue, my lid colors were not staying. Using a more matte powder did kind of give it a little bit more of like a lasting power. So again, it has to be like a very matte, so like the Rimmel Stay Matte would be like a good option for this to set with. But again, it just looked awful. At the end of the day, after about 7-8 hours, it just looked terrible. And sometimes, guys, like I'm working one job and then going to another job because they need help or something like that, and then just to be like, oh man, I'm looking terrible, and I'm sitting here, with patients in front of me, and they're probably like, wow, that makeup looks awful. Sucks. But it just still looked awful. So again, I slept in this, and again, come morning, it was completely gone, as if I had never put anything on there at all. So one reason I ranked this a little bit higher is that it did last a little bit longer than the P. Louise bases. With concealer, you can find whatever shade, right? You can use any concealer that you want, whatever one you like, and you're going to find one that's going to cover up your eyes. It does cancel out some discoloration. and it does, you know, it does wear a little bit longer and a little bit better than the P. Louise. The P. Louise, remember, after about an hour, it was not looking good. But this one, I kind of noticed it starting to look bad. I would say about 4 to 5 hours in is when I was like, okay, we're starting to get a little eh. And then 7 hours, you know, is when it was like, yeah, this is not looking good at all. Number 6 is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion and Anti-Aging. So this one came recommended online as well as like girls from the store, because obviously I have creasy, wrinkly, hooded eyes. And so they recommended this because this is supposed to help with like those that have wrinkly, hooded eyes. Okay. This obviously outperformed the other two. One thing I will say though is that it does not cover up any discoloration that you have. So if you have very discolored eyes or very veiny eyes, this is not going to cover that up. This is not going to be it for you. I think they have one that does do, I think it's called like Eden or something. So this does not cover up any sort of discoloration at all. I would say about 7 to 8 hours in, maybe 6-ish hours, is when you kind of started noticing that like it was getting a little bit more faded on the outer corner, a little bit more patchy. You could definitely see like the crease lines in your eyes where it was like missing like along your crease, like product was completely gone, or like in my eye, like see how it like, you know, folds up in, product was missing there. You notice that. And then about 10 hours, it was very, very faded, very, very patchy, especially on the outer corner. Again, it was one of those where like when I opened my eyes, you could see everything, you know, everything like right in here where you can see looks good. When I close my eyes and you see the area, right, that you wouldn't normally see when my eye is open, it was completely and totally gone. Like non-existent, not there. That was, again, that was after about 10 hours. So I think that's a fair wear time. Again, most people are probably going to work for 8 hours and, you know, about an hour or so before and after work. And then I slept in this as well. And although it wasn't like completely gone as with the other 3 products that I had mentioned, there were still some like, you know, up in the crease. You could definitely still see product there. You could see some product like right around the lash line, like very close to the lash line, and just a little tiny bit on the outer corner. So after sleeping in it for 24 hours, there was still some product there. So that does kind of tell me that it does have the potential to last a while. It's just probably not going to look super great if you, again, have hooded, creasy eyes like I do, because as I had stated, where it is hooded and where it is creasy, that was missing products. So just let me be mindful of it. I think this is a really good primer, you know, if you don't have really creasy hooded eyes, but I'm on the hunt for a product for good creasy eyes. So this did last longer. This is one of the ones that lasted the longest through the sleep test as well as through the wear test. So that is why it's ranked number 6, but it's not ranked any higher because the other products that I have really just blow this out of the water. Number 5 is the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. Mine is in soft ochre. Now, I have noticed like since I've purchased this, they have added some other colors, including some like color correctors. So I'm pretty sure now I could find something in my shade, as this is just like very, very yellow for like my skin. But overall, I mean, it works fine because I usually cover up most of my eyes with like eyeshadow because my eyes are so hooded. I have to bring everything up super high and bring it out farther. And so, you know, this wasn't a huge deal breaker for me. It does last longer if you do set it with a matte powder. So if you have like that Rimmel Stay Matte powder, as I had mentioned, or really another powder that's more mattifying, I do find that it lasts. I will say for, you know, I don't know if a lot of people bake their eyes, but I did try like maybe like a baking thing for it, for like for all eyeshadow powders, to see if like there's like a light dusting versus like baking made a difference, and it really didn't make that much of a difference. But it was after about 8.5 hours that I really started to notice some fading and some patchiness on the outer corners, and you could see my eye crease. Like it wasn't like everything was gone, right? Like the Urban Decay and stuff like that and all the other ones, when you open up your eyes, there's a huge missing patch right here where your eye is hidden and hitting against your eye, like basically your eye hitting your eye. So, you know, definitely was one that wasn't really looking as bad. But again, it was still It was fading after 8.5 hours. It was still a little bit patchy. You could see the crease line. And it was, I mean, overall, this was like, it was a very good product. I just think for the price and the amount you get, that's a little bit expensive. Number 4 is the Nars Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. Now, I know that they have a tinted version, so if you are somebody that has a lot of lines in your eyes or has some discoloration, I would definitely try the tinted one. This is not tinted. I don't really have a lot of discoloration, so that's not an issue for me. So this is ranked at number 4. I would say it was about 5 hours in that I noticed some breakup, but it was more like in the crease, like you could just see a line. Like it wasn't missing or anything. You were just like, if you saw it, you're like, oh, there's like a crease line there. And then I would say about 8 hours in, 8 to 10 hours in, you know, the eye look as a whole just wasn't looking very vibrant. It was patchy again in the folds and the crease lines, but it was still looked nice and vibrant in the outer corner. It's not like my whole entire outer corner was missing. It was still, you know, just like where my folds were is where things were kind of missing, but that was after 10 hours. And I don't think I really noticed it lasting any longer by setting it. And then of course I also slept in it, and then I woke up in the morning and it was still there, and still vibrant. Well, okay, it wasn't like as vibrant. Let me just say, it was very, very, very faded, but it was still there. And of course you could see the lines and stuff like that. So like overall, I think this is a really good option. However, my top 3 are drugstore. And so I just can't bring us to my top 3 when there are ones that are from the drugstore that are like a million times better. Number 3, and if you guys are shocked by what number 3 is, I'm also equally as shocked. And if you guys are gonna be shocked at number 1, because I literally thought number 1 was going to be the Believe Beauty, and it's not. That is actually the number 3. The fact is though, this still made it to my top 3. This is absolutely fantastic. The thing with this is that I do need some very high-end vibrant shadows for this to stay. If I have like some, as you had seen in the comparison video, where the shadows themselves were a little bit patchy, maybe not as vibrant, it really started to fade quick. And I noticed that with like other palettes as well, where maybe they weren't like as like deep and in depth as like the Give Me Glow, but they were like a lighter or a little bit patchy. This just didn't hold out for them if they were as patchy or not as high quality of shadows. I will say, like, if you are having like a very high quality shadow, this will be great. You will have no issues, because as I showed you, I did use some high quality shadows, and I did a wear test and it lasted a very, very long time, and it looked very, very good. So this is just something to be mindful. This is like $3, $4, okay? $3 for this is the, yeah, this is the cheapest eyeshadow primer that you will find. From the ones that I'm telling you today, is like $3 to $4. So if it's one of those where you're like, well, I already have like a whole bunch of like high-end shadows, you know, like I have like Natasha Denona, I have those Give Me Glows, other like very pigmented, vibrant, in-depth kind of shadows, and you're like, I would rather spend my money on those kinds of items instead of a primer, then go ahead, go pick this up. If you have those high quality shadows, pick this up. $4, $3, something like that. Maybe it's $3.50. Go ahead and go and pick this up, because you will not be disappointed. After about 15 hours, so I had worn this for a very long time. It was creasing. It was patchy in the outer corner. You know, 9 hours in, I had really started noticing some light creasing, like, you know, the crease line. I could slightly notice that. It wasn't anything huge. After like 10 hours is when we're really starting to notice a difference. Whereas with the others, it was 8 hours or less that we were noticing these things. So the fact is if you're automatically working like a 6-8 hour shift, this is going to be great, right? If you're just running out for like errands, or you're going on a date or something like that, this is going to be great. If you have those high quality shadows and you're just wanting a really cheap primer, again, this is great. I will still rave about this until the day I die, because this is great. Number 2, Milani primer. This is like $5.99 or $6.99 at Walmart. I feel like this is better if you don't set it because it is slightly a bit tacky. And I feel like you kind of lose the power of this if you set it. So I would say with this, do not set it. 7 hours into this, there was some creasing, some very light creasing, but the colors were still pretty darn vibrant. And there was some very light patching in my folds, but it was very, very minimal. 15 hours, and you know, you could definitely see the crease line. And then, like, you know, as you closed your eyes, it started looking a little bit worse up in those areas. I slept in this. I woke up the next day and it looked great. Very vibrant. It looked great. Even towards the end of the night, I thoroughly enjoyed this. When I slept in it and I woke up, it still looked really good. Like, my makeup still looked vibrant and like super good. So I'm floored. I would say, honestly, these two are kind of interchangeable. I really feel like they performed about the same. So honestly, for number 2 and 3, I just think they're about the same. So like, I would just, whichever one is in your budget, whichever one's more accessible for you to get, I don't think you'll be disappointed. I honestly think these are about the same. So 2 and 3 are equal. So just thought I would throw that out there. But number 1, Ulta Beauty Matte Eye Primer in the shade Nude. This stuff's amazing. Okay, I got this as like a free sample and like some things I had purchased, like the Black Widow collection, and I think it was like if you spent like $10 or something like that, you got like a free little bag, and this came in it. Okay, when you go to Ulta's website, like, so many people have reviewed this, and it has like high star rating. Like, it's almost like a 5-star rating for this primer. It's unbelievably good. After about 10 hours, it really, I mean, it still looked really good. It literally looked like I had maybe just put it on. The other primers just like don't take it back to this. After 10 hours, this is still looking amazing. My eyeshadows are still looking bomb, beautiful, pretty, and I just don't feel like the other ones even compared to this. Like, even though I was like super active, like running around all that day, still looked bomb. I feel like this one you could set or not set. I prefer not to set it, but I don't think it matters either way. I think you can do one or the other. And then I, you know, slept in this and I woke up and it still looked super good. Like, sleeping in this looked as good as at the end of the night for number 2 and 3. That's how good this is. Guys, this is mind-blowing. This is $12. Like, this mini size has 5 mils in it, but you can get a full size, and I think it's like 10 mils or 12 mils or something like that. Maybe it's like 15. I don't know. It's like a big tube, and it's like $10 at Ulta. It's incredible. It's amazing. I know sometimes Ulta does sales. I would say go out and purchase this. This is by far number 1. This has not let me down, no matter what shadow I was using, what quality of shadow, if I set it, didn't set it. Again, I like to not set it. It just, I mean, it was just foolproof by the end of the night. So although you could, you know, switch back and forth between the Believe and Milani, nothing touches, like nothing touch, what is that saying? Nothing, not nothing touches, nothing holds a flame to this candle. Nothing competes with this. This is unbelievably like amazing. I can't get over using this. This is so good. Number 1, I would say if you have creasy hooded eyelids, droopy downturned eyelids such as me, check this out. Out of all of these primers, when you go to see who has reviewed and what the reviews are, this one has the most reviews. The highest star rating for the amount of reviews that it has. And it's like, it's no secret why. I love this, and I will be purchasing the full size once I kind of go through some of my other primers. But this is so stupidly good. Like, it is so good. And the fact that it is so affordable blows my mind through and through. Love this. Go check this out. All right, and that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was definitely a journey, definitely like a tryout. If you guys enjoy these kinds of things, let me know. If you guys want me to try out, battle anything else, let me know that as well. I had so much fun filming this video. If you guys enjoyed this video as well, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, let me know what other things you would like me to rank, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.